I spent the hours leading up to the quiz I had today in my Spanish class studying by rewatching grammar tutorials from VHL Central, which helped me to develop or to better remember ones I had already created earlier. And in between sessions of that, I also studied the vocab on Quizlet again. Although, as I've been told that you recall more if you do it on pen and paper, when I would get a term in English to write the Spanish equivalent of on Quizlet, I would first write down the Spanish equivalent within my notebook for my Spanish class. And then I would type what I wrote down on this keyboard. And I think I'm most of the way through one of the weekly assignments I have for my Politics of Geography class. Though it isn't always easy because for some odd reason for a while I've been facing some difficulty in the G key and the H key and the backspace key. For some odd reason, it's not very responsive. I can't guarantee that it'll produce 1 unit for 1 keystroke. So sometimes when trying to erase a mistake, it's kind of has to be something like this to get it to work. And then it could accidentally erase more than was intended. And here I made a serious attempt to get the scare carriage. And as of right now, I have no way of moving forward. Although I did get an evolution out of it, which not only gave me more population, culture, remnant frogs, and supplies, but also made it so it now produces knowledge points. So it's kind of like the Tome of Secrets Ancient Wonder. This is what the room chart overview currently looks like. Thank goodness. I have a creeping suspicion that you're more likely to get a broken shard as more of the runes are filled. I have all of the runes for the Tome of Secrets, but as of right now, I don't currently have the necessary marble or planks. I could build an elixir manufactory if I had about twice as much population as I do now. This Ancient Wonder boosts your light range units and cuts down on the barracks training speed. Huh. There's quite a few Ancient Wonders, each of which are supposed to do different things. Thing is, these Ancient Wonders in particular are a pretty long ways off. They recently added a new chapter. Known as called Traders of Unar. Here's the sort of things that are required to unlock these research upgrades. It seems you need literal millions of coins. So now there's a total of 63 squad size upgrades. And a new street known as Dune Street. In retrospect, although the quiz in Spanish today threw me some curveballs, in that obviously the formatting of it was different from what I did to study. Which I can best represent through my Spanish notebook. Right before the quiz, we did our informal presentations for the third Talk Abroad conversation. In which I sort of winged it going third after finding the list of questions I prepared for that conversation. In order to try to figure out what to say to basically give a summary. This ultimately gives an idea on what I did to try to study, for the most part. These are notes I took as I rewatched the grammar tutorials on VHL Central. Some running gags within the series is that it's all coming together, I hope. It comes in when the students are talking, whenever it's in a class setting. And he makes some kind of loud noise to get their attention. The last time I saw, it was one of those goofy car horns that wasn't really much louder than, I think the second time he said, attention. Previous examples of that I remember from beginner Spanish during my freshman year was him banging a gong and ringing a bell, if I'm recalling correctly. I got a whole lot of instance from my attempts at trying to get the scare carriage, which could prove useful in the future, but here's the first traveling merchant building. If I recall, I think I recently discovered how OP remnant frogs can be. They can pretty much shoot enemy units from anywhere on screen. which is amazing for heavy range units. Today I got the Witch's Hut to level 4, so I have now produces 63 remnant frogs every day. Oh no, it's pretty good motivation to keep evolving the Witch's Hut. At first I questioned whether it would be worth it to place that building down, because I think at the time I could have instead placed an elixir manufactory, or I could have upgraded one of my armories to level 3 to complete this quest. Oh, one armory to level 5. I was thinking more of how when you upgrade an armory to level 5, it becomes this space requirement in your city. I built this cultural building because it gives population just a small amount of space. The other summoning buildings I have either don't give population or are pretty much too big for that to really be worth it. Although it would be pretty valuable to have all the traveling merchant buildings. I'm pretty sure I already have the statue of the sacred sage. Somewhere in here. It's not, yeah. Right here, I already have it, but the quest requires that I build it again. So, what you do in this case, you sell it, and then you go into the buildings, go to culture, find it again, and then build it again. I don't really think it's really appropriate for you to have to do that, but it's okay. It's fun seeing the development of your city on this game. Though at the moment, there's kind of a scarcity of city expansions. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close to researching another one. I think I just need to research this upgrade, and then I can research this one, but that city expansion requires elixirs. So, I should probably try and get that through combat so I can get an elixir. building. I wasn't sure whether I wanted to come here to Harrison tonight because I wasn't that interested in what they had to offer for dinner. If I recall, I got a huge portion of the white cheddar macaroni and cheese at Harrison for lunch, plus some mashed cauliflower and roasted white corn. But other than that, that was for lunch. For dinner, they had Quatila lime chicken and dry roasted barbecue spare ribs, and I wasn't interested in that tonight. So there was a period of time where I considered sort of waiting after my criminal law class, in which we finished talking about a lecture on attempt, going along the lines of this, because for notes I tend to write down what's written word for word if I could, though typically for my criminal law class there's too many notes and I'm not given enough time for it. So I sort of at times decide what's most important. For the last 25 minutes or so, we were put into breakaway groups. My group in particular, I think together we were able to answer 2 or 3 of the 6 questions, but you actually don't have to answer all the discussion questions. It's really just there so you can discuss legal issues either at the end of class, or I think in some cases, or maybe I think in a few rare cases at the beginning of class. I think it's usually at the end of class that this occurs. Also, I recall seeing this sort of main hall within other player cities when I visited them to do neighborly help, because capturing provinces brought me next to them. These days it's pretty much a habit for me to fall asleep on this bare mattress in the afternoon. This time I woke up with about 15 minutes to spare before my criminal law class started at 5. And thank goodness for that, it gave me just enough time to get ready in getting my notebook, and some pens, those sort of things. When I decided to leave to Harrison for dinner, after getting to this point, after my criminal law class, there were some people in a car who asked for directions to the townhomes, and I helped them the best I could, which probably wasn't much because I've seen the townhomes, but because I never have to go there for a class and have never had any interest and probably still don't have any interest in living there, there's been no need for me to mentally place the location of the townhomes on campus. I'm pretty much familiar, I think I'm familiar where every other building is here on campus, but not the townhomes.